Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you are doing really well today. It's a gorgeous day in North Carolina, and I've already had a little bit of a road trip. Sorry about the lateness of my video, but I had an early morning appointment that was impossible to do any other way other than to leave my house at 7 this morning and take care of it. And if you followed me very long, you know that I really recommend you not do anything on Monday outside of the house because it can derail your routines. But there are times when you're going to have an appointment or you're going to wake up with a sick child on Monday and your routines are going to get interrupted. And I want you to know it's okay. You can work around any of these little quirks that come along in our schedule and you can still do what you need to do. I have got up early this morning and did my morning exercise routine. I did a load of laundry before I left. I got dressed down to the shoes, and I took care of the errand and the appointment that we needed to do. Good morning, Joanne. Good to see you too. And I knew coming back home from the errand, I would probably not be home at 10 o'clock, but I left it open just in case. So I was really, I had to stop and do a quick post and let you know that I was going to be late today. And so now we're all settled. Everybody is ready to get on with their school morning though. Not only have my routines been pushed a little bit, we haven't started homeschooling yet today. But it's okay, we've got the rest of the day to do it. It's not going to stress me out. I'm going to do what we need to do with the house stuff, and then we're going to do our schoolwork. Our mission this morning is to do some decluttering of the flat surfaces in the living room, detail dust, and start the sheets. So we can do all of that and start our spelling and math, and then they can lead into history and science. Good morning, Danielle. Thanks for joining me. And Joanne, I'm glad you're back from being away all of January. I miss seeing you in the comments. We've been practicing our habit of shining the kitchen sink all month, and today, right before this video, I took care of my sink. It had some dishes from the boys' breakfast, so I did the dishes real quick. I used my dry cloth, dried it, ready to go. We're going to start practicing a new habit later in the month, or later in the week. On February 1st, we are going to move on to decluttering daily. And I know some of you really struggle with decluttering a little bit at a time. You want an hour, you want 2 hours, you want to declutter in bulk. But I'm telling you, it will work if you do it 15 minutes at a time, even 5 and 10 minutes a day. Good morning, Mary. Great to see you. And Danielle, thank you for sharing. I know that some of you, when you start decluttering, what happens, you have to make decisions. And that's what stops you from getting started a lot of days, is you don't want to make decisions on what to do with the stuff. Do you need to keep it? Do you need to put it somewhere? Do you need to give it away? If you just start practicing every day for 5 to 10 minutes, you're going to get better at that. And if you're decluttering paper, resist the urge to make piles. Because you want to make piles and then you don't have time to make a decision because you've already used up the little time you had, and you throw it all in a box and you move on. And I talk to ladies every single week who are dealing with some of these boxes that they've had stuff dumped in for years. So resist that urge to make piles. When you're decluttering, put it into a box that's labeled throw away, a box that's labeled give away. Have something handy to put your put away stuff. If you keep getting up and down putting stuff away, you're not going to get as much sorted out for that purpose. You're going to end up getting up and down and putting things away. So work at your decluttering just a little bit each day. Let me know down in the comments what area you have the most trouble decluttering. Is it clothes? Is it shoes? Is it paper? Or is it just stuff you've accumulated? What area do you have the most trouble decluttering in? Danielle says that she struggles to declutter. And she does it when she feels like it, and it becomes an all-day thing. See, I know we want to have this big progress to show in one day, but we have busy lives. We have lots of other things to do. And if you spend a day decluttering, then your other routines fall to the wayside. You get behind on laundry. The bathroom doesn't get switched and swiped. You don't get bedding changed. And all of a sudden, you've got all this other stuff to do, but you spent the time decluttering, so you feel good about that, but then you feel bad because you didn't do the other stuff. Yes, Mary, a lot of it is junk to get rid of. That's hard. Some things we get an emotional attachment to for whatever reason. So it's not something we use, it's not something we even have out that we're looking at, but we don't want to let it go. So practice that decluttering. Start today. You don't have to wait till February 1st to declutter. Do some decluttering today for 5 minutes. Just do it. Set that timer and turn on some music. That always helps. I have some ladies who like to talk to me while they declutter because they don't have to think too deeply about decluttering because they're talking to me. So call up a friend and tell them you're going to sort through some papers and you need somebody to talk to while you do that. Joanne says yarn, crochet hooks, and knitting needles are things that are hard for her to declutter. A friend of mine does a lot of knitting, and I saw her post that she had some yarn she needed to find a good home for. She had too much yarn hanging out at her house. So my phone's telling me my battery's low, so I better move on with this video. I'm going to do my sheets today. Dinner tonight will be pork chops. We made our menu plan on Thursday. My husband and the boys shopped on Friday, and now we're ready to roll with the week. Food's here, and we're just going to move into the week a little bit differently than normal, but it's okay. I'm not stressed about it. Danielle said that she'll take your yarn and crochet hooks, Joanne. There we go. Find new homes through the comments. That works. Let's see what else I was going to talk about today. Oh, I did want to mention that this is a split week for our zones. You're only going to have 3 days of decluttering in your living room. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Since Thursday is February 1st, we will declutter a little bit on Thursday and Friday in Zone 1. That's going to be your front porch, entryway, and dining room. So if you've got a big decluttering project going on there and you don't have a fire raging in the living room to declutter, you can go ahead and move into Zone 1 earlier if you need to. But if that living room needs decluttering help, you stick to that till Wednesday, and then you can shift over. But we always follow the Fly Ladies guidelines on how they do the zones, and when you get the first of the month toward the end of the week, sometimes you only get a day or two in Zone 1, and there are 3 little areas. So plan that accordingly. You don't have to follow exactly, but do try to stay in the zones, because that way you're going to work your way through your house. This is your detail cleaning. Somebody emailed me over the weekend and asked when we deep clean. We deep clean doing the zone missions, so we work our way through our homes. The only time that the Fly Lady recommends the deep cleaning is for Jewish families when they're getting ready for Passover in the spring, because they have certain things that they do to prepare their home for Passover that's above and beyond what most of us normally do. And they really do have to take things out of cabinets, wipe shelves, and make sure they get all the leavening agents out. So she does recommend the deep cleaning if it's for something like that. Otherwise, we're deep cleaning a little bit each day, and throughout the course of the year, you work your way through your entire house. And you don't have to spend a day or two fall cleaning or spring cleaning. So it should have a fantastic day. I think tomorrow's more normal on my schedule, so I should be back at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I should be a little bit further along in my routines. So if you've not finished that morning routine, it's not too late. Get busy with it. Get dressed to the shoes, see what's on your calendar for today, figure out what's for dinner if you don't know, and then let's move on into swishing and swiping and doing a zone mission. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.